Hey guys, we got a tiny little bit of information concerning version 3.5. There is something in this information right here that really sticks out, is absolutely crazy, and I want to talk to you about this a little bit further, and I need your thoughts. I want you to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below once we get there. Now, let's start off just reading off the tiny little bit of information that we got about version 3.5. So here we are. Version 3.5 will be called the Turquoise Serpent Club. Version 3.5 is about to begin, and we will get a trailer revealing every single event and all the content that will be part of it on February 21st. So already in 2 days. Stay tuned for that. About the version's title, the Turquoise Serpent Club. It was mentioned in a sign in a message of July 11th in 2025. Aleph receives a letter from Recoleta along with the 3rd edition of the Turquoise Serpent Club. UTTU Spotlight Edition reopens. In version 3.5, the UTTU Spotlight Edition will reopen. Unlike before, this iteration introduces brand new Team Celebrity cards. During battle, these cards will level up through specific combat actions and gain substantial enhancement effects, providing powerful bonuses to combat. At different stages of the stages, various differentiated Team Celebrity cards will be available for timekeepers to experience. Then, second, and this is the last information about version 3.5, is that optimization of character interface filter functions. In version 3.5, we will be adjusting and optimizing the character filtering functions. The original role tags will be further divided into 3 categories: role tags, team archetypes, and character traits. Role tags will retain a character's general positioning. Team archetypes will classify characters based on the team system they fit into, and character traits will include keywords representing each character's distinctive abilities. With these additions, filtering characters will become more convenient and efficient. Alright, who cares, right? I agree. Now comes the part that we do highly care about, and I wanna know and I need to know your thoughts, please. Dear timekeepers, to ensure the smooth launch of future versions, the duration of version 3.5 will be shortened by 1 week. Not a big deal. Here comes the big deal. Starting this year, our version scheduling will be adjusted. A new special version type with a duration of 21 days will be introduced, with version 3.6 being the first release of this new format. Compared to the previous update cycle of approximately 42 days, the new 21-day version type will offer a more diverse range of gameplay content without adding extra gameplay burden. This change is intended to bring you more exciting version content and make our release schedule richer and more flexible. Please stay tuned. So now, first of all, I have questions here. They call this a new special version type. Maybe not every single version moving forward past version 3.6 will be of a duration of 21 days. Maybe only some versions will have a duration of 21 days, but not every single version. That is still an improvement in my eyes at least, but it would be very disappointing because it could lead to, yeah, okay, version 3.6 is 21 days long, but then the next 5, 6, 7 versions, or however many versions, they won't be 21 days long, and we will get these special version type versions, as they call it, like once or twice a year and it wouldn't make any difference, it wouldn't matter, right? That kind of shit. But overall, let's speculate and say, hey, either every single version from version 3.6 and onwards would be 21 days long. Either each version, every single one, or like at least most of them, like 8 or 9 out of 10 versions would be that long. I would highly appreciate that, because the biggest problem that I have with the game, you know all about it, you hear countless rants that I did about it, is this constant fucking content route and the game being a maintain your account simulator instead of actually being a video game, right? Even if I want to play the game, I can't, because there is no content. I crushed Critter Crash in the first 4 hours of its release. I was done with the Syndrome of Silence in the span of like 2, 3, 4 days maybe, because I slacked a little bit as this game mode is trash and I didn't really want to play it, but I still grinded it out. And then what, right? What do I do? You see, the version is, as they say here, 42 days long. I'm done with the full version in like 5 days maximum. So what am I gonna do with the other like 30, 35 days, however long? Nothing. I can't play the game. I maintain my account, and this is the biggest reason why this game is lacking in quality and kinda sucks, because it is just dead, right? Look at it right now. What are we gonna do until March 5th or 6th or whenever the next version is gonna be released? That is like 2 weeks, right? It's always 2-week content drought after 2-week content drought after 2-week content drought. Like the whole version is pretty much always just a content drought, and like this is not how the game should or could stay, right? We're always losing interest, and whenever there's something new released, we are like hyped for day 2, maybe 3, and then yeah, the game is boring and we're gonna play something else, right? Cannot be. That's why it is an absolutely fantastic thing to cut this whole version in half, so that we don't have 2 weeks of content drought, but we have 2 weeks of a version. That would be very nice, because yeah, it's actually 3 weeks, right? So there would still be over 2 weeks content drought, but not 4 or 5 weeks, right? That's the whole point. So this would drastically improve the game's quality, like pretty much nothing else ever could or would. So in my eyes, that is a very nice thing. Here comes the caveat, and that is, how else could it be, like it always is, the community. I know for a fact that the community actually loves the content drought. They want this game to have 0 content. That is why the developers here in this very letter specifically mention that they will not add extra gameplay, and they call this a gameplay burden, because the community hates content. They don't want to play this game. All they want is to constantly pull for every single character on every single banner, waste their resources completely, have no strategy in mind, and just mindlessly consume and pull. So that is also why it ties into them shortening a version is detrimental for these kind of brain dead people, as that would mean they have fewer days to maintain their account, and that means they have fewer unilogs, because the daily rewards that you get for free stuff down your ass would be less, and the people would hate that and don't like it. I've seen this multiple times, that, as you can see as well here in this letter, that a week or a few days even are taken off of a version, and then people cry everywhere on Reddit and Twitter as to, oh, where's the compensation? we losing out on unilogs. I can't pull for 2 fairy right now instead of waiting a Euphoria banner in version 3.4. So me, you know what I mean? So that's why I have absolutely no hope for this very beautiful and fantastic change that the developers are trying to make here, right? As I mentioned earlier, this will either be a from time to time thing, but not the majority of versions will actually be shortened. And yeah, that would be very, very sad, but this is how it will turn out. Let's say, hey, they do this 8 or 9 out of 10 versions. They will always, and they will be only 21 days long. The community will not have that. They're too brain dead, too mindless to understand how good this change would be, because, as I said, they will lose out on Unilocks and they will cry for compensation that they obviously won't get. And they will not have that. They will become toxic. They will maybe even quit the game or whatever, right? The developers will not go through with this change. They never did, right? Their plan was to actually get the global version up to speed and be on par with China at some point. They have also given up on that plan because of the complaints that I mentioned. So yeah, there's that. This is at least my thoughts about this situation right here, about these changes. I think, yeah, the developers, they want the game to be better. They know the content drought is a little bit too much. They try to calm people down here by saying we won't add extra gameplay burden, you know what I mean? Even though but they are aware, they just say this to calm people down. They are aware that a big problem with their game is that there is no content whatsoever anywhere to be seen. That's why they are introducing the Syndrome of Silence. That's why they made the Pre-Storm Protocol, and so on and so forth. That's why they are now in version 3.4 adding some co-op mini-games and stuff so that they can keep the people busy. But anyways, this won't go through. The community will not be happy with this. And they will outrage and be toxic so much that the developers will again, like they already did in the past, not go through with this change. But that's it for me. Now it's your turn. Let me know what you think about this change of cutting a version in half, at least from time to time. Let me know all of your thoughts. Do you think this would be good? Do you think this would be bad? Why would this be good? Why would this be bad? What are your overall thoughts? I would highly appreciate if you would tell me them. But until next time, take care of yourselves. Have a great day. If you like Reverse1999 content in general, please consider leaving a follow on my channel. I would really appreciate it. But now that's it for me. Have a great day. We love this game.